Okay, my YouTube people, there's a little late night wrenching in the shop on my chopper. I just got this thing back on the road. I did the neck bearings, I replaced the battery, and when I took it out for a couple of rides, it is acting lean as can be down low. Now, I don't know why the jetting would change because it always worked great with the jetting that's in it, but so maybe it has some dirt in the jet, or maybe with just all the wear on the motor, it's time to jet it up a little bit. It's wanting a little more fuel. I'm not exactly sure. Just cracking the throttle and riding, it's jerking around, it's popping a little bit through the carb, it's popping through the exhaust. That's lean to me. I did full width the idle mixture screw a little bit, see if I couldn't fatten that up and get it to run a little better, and it really didn't do anything. However, when I lifted the choke up a little bit, it seemed to smooth right out. So to validate my thought process, I pulled the plugs, and as you can see, they look pretty lean. This was the rear plug, this was the front plug. You can see that one's stark white, and even in one in the back, they're pretty white on the porcelain. I'm going to pull the carb off this thing, take a look, see if I can't find something that's plugged up, and if I can't, I'm going to increase the size of the pilot jet, one jet, and then see how it rides from there. I don't think the fuel filter's plugged, but I will flow fuel just to double check it when I have the carburetor off. But like I said, when I lifted up on the choke a little bit, problems seem to calm down quite a bit. Now to have the carburetor part, I found a couple specks like this in the bowl. I know that don't look like much, but that's more than enough to clog up the pilot jet. Whatever it is hard. There's a couple more specks of what I found when I cleaned it out. Took everything apart and I cleaned it, and I also put a piece of wire through this jet. Now at first it didn't want to go through the pilot jet, but then eventually it did. So something came out of it, because at first I couldn't get the wire into it. And then after I got it through, saw a little something come out, and then it went through real easy. So I'm thinking it had something in it. So to clean out that pilot jet, I used this drill index here, and it has a bunch of needle drills in it. The biggest one is 39 thousandths, and it goes down to 13.5 thousandths. At first, I couldn't get the 26 thousandths through that jet. I ended up starting out with one of these real small ones, and once I got through it with these, it ended up that the 26 thousandth size drill went through that jet without really an issue. So whatever was in there, I'm not really sure, but it got it out. I made sure to clean both jets out with the brake clean. I made sure the holes in the side of the jets were both cleaned out real good. So everything's clean. I'm happy with that. This is an 8-to-1 compression shovel motor. It's 30 over. The pilot jet's a 265. The main jet's a 66. This is somewhat of a light bike, and this is all it's ever ran on, and it's always ran good. I'm going to put everything back together and then take it for a test ride. It's late at night, so that'll be tomorrow, and then I'll check back in. So the outcome from cleaning the carburetor was it was running a lot better at part throttle, but it still wasn't perfect. It seemed to be popping a good bit. And what I ended up finding was this nut right here came off of the stud, and the flange and the pipe had backed out of the head, and it seemed to be sucking some air and was popping out the rear cylinder. Once I put that nut back on and tightened it up, no more pop. When I'm running down the road with the throttle just cracked, I'm not having any issues at this point. There was something in that pilot jet. I couldn't see it, but it was there, and now the bike's running great. So thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's the least you could do for all this free information.